Robert Frost's poem. Woods are
Mm-hmm.
lovely, dark and deep,
Yes,
but I've
right.
promises to keep and
Yes.
miles to
My
go before
to
I
go
sleep.
before I sleep.
So
Yes.
these
Trying to speak?
no, no, it was. I got a message that the meeting has been locked by I don't know who, and I
Okay.
was alone in that meeting, so I
Oh.
just left the meeting and joined again.
Oh, actually, I had also joined at 6:30 and I was trying to say hello, hello. But I
Okay.
think you were not being able to hear for some technical glitch
Yes, yes,
probably.
yes.
Okay, okay,
It
must be that.
happens. It happens with me on regular basis. I
Oh,
yes, I
okay.
have to rejoin. Sometimes
Okay.
I'm not visible. Sometimes tutor is
Hmm.
not visible. So
Okay,
uh,
okay, okay. Oh, no
yes.
problem then. All right. Were you waiting for a long time?
No, no.
Today. Right. So, hi, how are you? How is your day?
Yeah, I am great, and my day was as usual. Nothing to
Okay.
tell you more about day. And thanks for asking. And how about
Right.
you? How you are doing?
I am also doing good. Normal day, as you said, as usual.
Okay.
Nothing,
Okay.
out of the place. But yeah, it was a good day. So, right, this is my first class with you. So, could you tell me a little bit about yourself so that I can know you a
Yeah,
little
sure.
better? Yeah.
Yeah, yes. So my name is Neha Rana. Originally, I belong to one of the most beautiful states in India, that is Himachal Pradesh. But
Okay.
presently, I stay in Mohali, that is in
Okay.
Punjab. I'm a
Hmm.
homemaker and
Hmm.
I'm a curious learner, or I would say I'm an English enthusiast. So I
Wow.
always look for opportunities where two opportunities to hone my communication skills. So that
Right.
is the reason I'm sitting here in front of you.
Okay. That you are a curious
Yes.
learner. I'm a curious teacher. Your English is very good. So, what exactly are you here? I mean, what exactly are you looking here for? Are you looking to,
Yeah.
maybe improve your vocabulary? What exactly are you looking for? Yeah.
Yes, actually, you know what, homemaker. So
Right.
I'm not going outside, right? I'm
Right.
just
Hmm.
restricted to my place.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
what I think that if I want to be perfect with this language, I need more
Right.
exposure,
Hmm.
right? And somehow my vocabulary is a kind of old version. I just want to
Okay.
add new vocabulary words,
Mm-hmm.
lot many synonyms. I just want
Mm-hmm.
to get rid of very, very, very because
Right.
I am in habit of all these kind of vocabulary words. So that's
Right.
why I'm looking for
Hmm.
that environment where I can get a chance to speak and
Speak.
I can get those. Yes, I just get a chance to express myself in a better way.
Right. That's a very good way of putting it. Now, obviously, vocabulary is a concern. I understand that you like not vocabulary, you want to even like make better use of the vocabulary that you already have or to add on to that. That is taken. Now,
Yes.
when it comes to grammar, are you facing any problem or do you think grammar is fine? It's not much of a problem.
To be honestly, yes, when I speak, so things just go up and down because
Hmm.
maybe I do like as I told you, I don't get that exposure. But yes,
Hmm.
when it comes to write anything, or
Right.
actually, I did my masters
Hmm.
in English in
Okay.
2005. Yes,
Great.
and here there is a long gap, but yes, it's been 5 years. I'm taking online
Hmm.
tuition classes, so
Okay.
I can't
Great.
say that my grammar is weak or I
Hmm.
am excellent in grammar. But yes, I
Right.
can. I have that understanding of grammatical concepts.
Okay.
I'm pretty
Right.
good at
Okay.
grammatical concepts. Yes.
Very good. Very good. Then almost like I don't think I'll have a lot of things to give you to give to you at the end of the session because I know that from whatever I've heard you will not make a lot of mistakes. But that's even better because I can give you some more suggestions, maybe related
Yes.
to maybe vocabulary or whatever it is, how to make it better. Because grammatical mistakes do not happen, that makes the job easier for the learner as well to make
Yes.
their English
Yes.
better or whatever it is because the basics are correct, right? But
Yes.
still, what we will do through the class that I'll also give you an introduction from myself because you
Yes.
have to know me as well. But after that, what we'll do is obviously we have a topic, as you have done classes before. I'll ask you some questions. You will give the answers of whatever it is, whatever you feel,
Okay.
and I will try to take down points of at least grammatical points. If you're making mistakes
Yes.
somewhere here and there, I'll try to take
Yes,
those down, whatever
actually,
is.
it
Yeah.
happens. Yes,
Yeah,
actually
yeah,
it
yeah,
happened
great.
because I realized that time that
Hmm.
I have made a mistake, but
Hmm.
I'll try to give my best.
Yes, yes, absolutely. And that's fine. The fact that you're
Yes,
understanding you have made a mistake, that itself is a good,
yes.
good sign, or a sign of a good
Okay.
speaker. So anyway, I'll write, whatever two, three mistakes you might make, I'll write those down. Vocabulary, I'll see if your basic vocabulary is all right. I won't have to write anything like what is basic
Okay.
vocabulary. Okay, if you see a red flower, you can say, okay, this is a red flower. If you can't say
Yeah.
this is a red flower, then it's a problem. But your problem is you
Yes.
want to say something apart from say this is a beautiful red flower. You want to say something apart from
Right.
beautiful, right?
Yes.
So there would be
Yes.
some different suggestions for those. So that I will give you at the end of the session on how to fix that up or how
Okay.
to work on that. But now, as we talk, I'll try to see if there are grammatical issues that you might have to focus on a little as well. Okay.
Okay.
So that's what we will do. Okay, before starting, a quick introduction. As I said, so I'm Ananya and I'm originally from West Bengal, Kolkata basically. And I have just completed my post graduation in English from JNU. And I was in Delhi for a long time. And then I have come back and I'll be starting my PhD in English from the next year, probably, positively, hopefully, where we put it. And I have been working as a communication expert and an English language teacher since the last 5 years. So that's how I'm here and that's how I'm sitting in front of you. Okay.
That's commendable. You are such like at such a young age. You're,
Yeah.
I would say, you're a multitasker. No, you're doing so many things. So,
Thank you
guys,
so much.
this is really impressive.
Thank you. But I think what's more important and what's more I feel interesting or exciting to me is the topic that we have for the day, because it's books
Yes.
versus television, right? So both of us, we
Right.
belong from an English language or English literature background. More importantly, so it's always good to talk to someone who knows about books or who has read books, right? So I hope that I'll be able
Yes.
to find some insight from you, know about something more,
But
and
yes,
yeah, 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 and
don't tell me because you know what, I am
yeah.
not a good reader at all. Like
No,
I'm
no, I
not a
don't believe
avid
that.
reader. Because you know what,
No, yeah, yeah, yeah.
now I, apart from reading, I have to manage my household stuff, and
Yes,
yes, I
that's
am
true.
reading more my son's syllabus books.
Oh,
So that is
right,
the thing. But
right,
let's
right,
see
right.
how
That's
time.
fine.
Yes.
Let's see,
Okay.
let's see. Right, okay.
Yes.
So now my first, are you ready? Do you have any other question before we start?
Yes. No, no, no,
Okay,
I'm
okay.
ready.
Right, right, right. Okay, now my first question would be, which one is better, books or television, and why?
Like to go with books, definitely, when it
Hmm.
comes to books versus TV. But yes, as everyone knows that every coin has two sides.
Two sides.
So we will be discussing advantages and disadvantages of both
Right,
one by one. So books,
right.
definitely books are like exercise. It's kind of cardio for our brain,
Hmm.
because
Right.
when we are reading, we are
Hmm.
able to focus, right?
Hmm.
We can
Hmm.
it increase our reasoning or logical skills or powers
Right.
also. And we
Right.
know how we can have how we can gain that stamina of
Hmm.
sitting and just focusing on what we read. And if we are
Right.
in habit of jot down, right,
Hmm.
whatever we read, if we find anything
Right.
difficult, if there is any difficult
Hmm.
word, so we can just jot it down. So in a way we are
Right.
improving or enhancing our writing skills also. And
Absolutely. Yeah.
yes, and we are adding so many new vocabulary words in our
Mm-hmm.
dictionary that is here.
Right.
And yes, TV has also its advantages, like sometimes book reading a book can be monotonous, very
Hmm.
dull or boring kind of activity, right? Because everyone is
Right.
not that avid reader, or everyone is not able to sit without getting distracted what goes
Right.
around him or her. So
Right.
when it
Right.
comes to TV, if we are watching a good program that is knowledgeable, so actually we are visualizing that, we are able
Hmm.
to see that. So when we
Hmm.
are listening, our we are using our sense organs. We are listening, we are
Hmm.
watching, we are using our ears,
Right.
our eyes. So
Right.
we can have that, we can have a better understanding,
Hmm.
right? We
Hmm.
can,
Right.
and
Right.
there are lesser chances to get bored or
Yes.
kind of monotonous activity. But yes,
Right.
television has its own limitation, as in we can get distracted by so many useless
Right.
advertisements, right?
Right.
So we
Right.
can get out of track. It's
Right.
more we can do that. Okay. And
Right.
I would say books calm us, wherein TV stimulates our emotions. Sometimes
Hmm.
if we are watching some kind of action drama or
Hmm.
crime based serial, so it may stimulates our emotions
Hmm.
that are not, that are going to harm us
Right.
in
Right.
one way or other. So
Right.
second thing, that maybe due to advertisement or due to some kind, these kind of disturbance, uh, we can lack our concentration. Instead
Hmm.
of getting knowledgeable things, we can indulge in useless stuff. It may
Right.
be some kind of violent activities, or any other kind of activities which are not, and especially it affects actually young teenagers. They
Right.
can lose their track of learning something. And
Right.
it also implements on books. It depends which
Hmm.
type of books are you are,
Right.
which type of book you are studying, right?
Studying.
If you
Hmm.
are if you have good literature, if you are studying good literature, then it's definitely going to help you to grow
Right.
efficiently or grow a good in a good human being. But if
Hmm.
you are
Hmm.
indulging
Hmm.
in like it not good literature, it can be
Right.
some crime based novel or kind of
Right.
stuff. It may lead to that way, that is definitely not going to good for you, right?
Right.
So
Right.
it's completely depend on individual to individual. It's completely
Hmm.
your choice which kind
Right.
of book you are reading, or which kind of TV serial or program you are watching.
Right.
So but
Right.
if I have to choose, I would definitely go for books,
Hmm.
because it has so many advantages. And
Hmm.
there are less chances to go on a wrong track, because there
Right.
will be no advertisement, right? And
Right.
we can have that calmness in our behavior if we are in
Right.
habit of reading books. So
Hmm.
I would suggest you to be a good reader, and
Right.
always go for reading instead of watching any program.
Watching. Very good. That was a full on debate that you did with yourself. Very good. Good job. It was a very good side. I was almost going to the next question, would have been, what are the advantages or disadvantages of television and books? And you completely answered that as well. So, very good. Good job.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank
So,
you.
now my next question would be, you have mentioned some points, but if you can elaborate a little on how do you think books benefit us in our daily lives or daily lifestyles? Like, can if we start reading books and we did not before, do you think our lifestyle kind of changes in a certain way, or it gets benefited in a certain way?
Yes, definitely.
Hmm.
Because once we get in habit of reading a book, so the
Hmm.
we'll definitely see a change in our personality as well as in our lifestyle. And it
Hmm.
completely depends on the material you have chosen for yourself. What
Right.
sort of books are you reading? So I would
Hmm.
suggest, I would like to share my example, or one of the
Hmm.
incidents from my life.
Right.
I'm not, as I told you, I'm not an avid reader.
Right. Right. Right.
So, but
Yeah.
yes, I have read autobiography of Dr. Abdul Kalam.
Right.
So
Right.
it was a lifetime experience for me. So
Right.
when I went through Dr. Kalam's autobiography, so
Hmm.
I got to know his struggles,
Right.
like all his life journey,
Hmm. Hmm.
like
Hmm.
how he managed to get that success. Because we are
Right.
always focusing a successful man's success. We always discuss, see, how successful is that man. No, he's very
Right.
rich, he's very famous, he's getting this and that, but we
Right.
never discuss his struggle, the era of
Right.
his struggle, the phase of his struggle,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
We are never
Right.
bothered
Right.
all the hurdles
Right.
that he came through.
Right.
So when I read this book, I earlier too I believe in simple living and high thinking, but now it
Hmm.
becomes uh, rule or mantra or funda of my life. I completely
Right.
believe in simple living and high living. Second thing that I learned from Dr. Abdul Kalam's autobiography, that we should not run behind so many brands. These days we are just addicted to brands, want this Viva's kurtis, W's kurtis, or
Hmm.
Gucci's bag, and kind of.
Right.
So what I learned from this book, that we should not run after brands. Instead of doing this, we should make our personality a brand. So
Absolutely.
this is the mantra of my life, and I keep telling my son, never run after materialistic world. uh, be a very simple, yet a very resourceful person. So
Right.
I would say that this is how I have read only one book and see the
Right.
changes in me. So books have definitely that vital impact on our
Right.
personality and life.
Absolutely. That's a very good way of putting it. In the example that you gave, it's a really, really good example. And I haven't read Abdul Kalam's autobiography, The Wings of Fire, but I also feel I've read excerpts from it, and the things that you said actually fit into, how he has described his life or how he has described his struggle. So thank you so much for pointing that out. I want to read it now fully as well. So yes. Now, my last question for the day would be, what makes you happier? Does reading, I know you don't get a lot of time, but if you have to be very honest about it, does reading make you happier, or does watching visuals and graphics help you better or make you happier? As in, mentally, what do you prefer for yourself right now at this point of time?
Okay. So, to be very honest, it depends on my mood.
Hmm.
And
Right.
it depends on situation, whatever is available with me. Okay.
Right.
So
Right.
yes, as I told you that when I read this book, I was
Hmm.
in my village, and
Hmm.
I didn't have I guess I didn't have much time to go for TV or watching serial. So then
Okay.
I got a chance to read this book. But
Hmm.
here, usually what we do, that as a common, as I am not that much a curious reader, so
Right.
I would prefer to go to watch any not TV serial. But yes,
Hmm.
nowadays I am working on my communication skills, so I always
Right.
go for knowledgeable videos where
Right.
I can learn so many new vocabulary words, and the way
Hmm.
how can I present myself in a good manner. So
Hmm.
these things, nowadays these things make me happier when I learn
Happier.
something new, when I explore things around me, and when I am able to implement those things
Right.
in my, when it comes to my communication. No, so
Right.
I
Right.
think these days I am working on myself, and TV is
Hmm.
really helping me out, because
Right.
I am scrolling so many videos on YouTube, and I'm learning a lot from those videos.
Right. Right,
So
right. That's amazing. That's a really good answer and a very honest answer. That's why I asked that, in the time that you are in, what makes you, feel better about it.
yes,
Okay, that was firstly, ma'am, you're a very elegant speaker. That I have to tell
thank
you,
you
the
so
way you
much.
speak, it's a very, well articulated way of speaking. The way, I can understand that you have had, contact with English as a subject or as a discipline, because you know what to say, the examples that you're giving, or I don't know if you were, a debating person or anything in college or school, but you know exactly. Like, I was in debate, and these were things we were taught, that this is how you should speak, arguments, then opinions, then, examples, and you speak exactly like that. And I did not even have to ask you all the questions. You were telling me the answers to those by yourself, and that's this, sign of a good speaker. You know how to think before you speak. So you don't have to worry a lot about your communication skills in that way, because you actually, more than not making mistakes, the way you were speaking, it's really commendable, and the way you were articulating your thoughts, that's something not many people can do. So good job on that. But
Thank you
obviously,
so
I have
much.
some suggestions. As I said, that I would take some things
Yes.
down, but yeah, those were not like recurring mistakes. So sometimes you were probably making one or two mistakes, but the other time, maybe in the same context, you were not making mistakes. But I still want to
Right.
kind of warn you, so that you can be a little more conscious about
Yes.
these things from the next time, right? And
Right.
then I'll give you some suggestions on the vocabulary. For example, some things, one thing that I want you to work on a little is maybe prepositions and articles, because
Okay.
sometimes you are missing some prepositions in some articles. For example, I'll give you
Right.
some example, like, 1 minute. Yeah. So grow. You said grow in a human being, growing a good human, grow into. Whenever we are saying growing,
Go
it's always
right
growing into, right? We're
into.
growing into
Yes.
something, right? Then,
Right.
for example, okay, then you said I'm not that much of curious reader, of a curious reader. I am not that
Curious.
much of that
Oh,
is
curious.
important, right? Yes. Then I
Right.
read
Right.
autobiography of Abdul Kalam, the autobiography, because there's only one autobiography of Abdul
Yes.
Kalam,
One
right? So
autography.
yes,
Right.
the
Right.
the
Right.
autobiography, so you have to be a little cautious about this.
Mm-hmm.
Then yeah, just a minute, what have I written over here? Yeah, then on focusing a meaningful man's success, or a successful man's success, focusing on a successful, focusing
On.
on. Whenever we
On.
use focus,
Right.
it should be on, right?
Should
These
on.
are things. So
Yes.
articles and prepositions, just try to go through maybe some article and preposition videos
Yes.
on YouTube, or your son is in school, so maybe you can check his grammar book as well,
Right.
that let's see, some preposition
Yes.
exercise
Right.
or
Right.
whatever. These are two things that I want you to be cautious about. One other thing, sometimes this was happening, you said it
Mm-hmm.
increase, so it increases, right?
Increases.
Because yes,
Right.
yes, so
It
sometimes we are not
increases.
making that mistake, but sometimes you were.
Yes.
So be
Yes.
cautious about that.
Actually, yes, it
Yeah.
happens with me. As I told you,
Yes.
when
Yes.
it comes to, if I get a chance to observe someone, I
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
find that yes,
The
these are
mistake.
mistakes.
Yes.
So when
Yes.
I am speaking, so
Yes.
maybe due to that jittery
Yeah.
feeling,
Yeah.
yes,
Or maybe
I
because you
may,
want to
I
speak, you have more important points
uh,
to make. So maybe, you are hurrying with the pace. That
no,
happens.
yes, maybe, but
Yeah. Yeah.
a lack of exposure, because I'm
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
speaking this language
Yes. Yes.
for hours in a day.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
just that I'm getting chance
Yes.
for
Yes.
few minutes or hours, so
Yes, yes.
I need
No, no,
practice.
no
No, I
problem.
need
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
practice.
You need very less practice. In fact, you are very good as it is. But yeah, of course, this,
Okay.
if you have to be perfect, you'll work on this. Don't
Yes,
worry about it.
technically,
Yeah.
technically, I want to
Yes,
be
technically.
perfect.
Yes, yes. Then one other
Yes,
thing you said, they can lose. They can lose. Loss is a noun, okay?
they
Lose
can
is
lose.
the
Yes,
verb. Yes, they can lose.
right.
Then one other thing, sometimes when you are making some general statement, like books are like exercise. So whenever we are making a general statement, it's always better to pluralize the word. Like books are like
Okay.
exercises, or TV
Yes,
has its own
right.
limitations instead of limitation.
Yes,
Okay, so it's always better to
right.
pluralize those words. And
Yes.
one other thing, when it comes to write anything, you said at the beginning, when it comes to writing anything, okay,
To
writing,
writing.
yeah,
Okay.
to writing. And one last thing would be, sometimes you have to focus on a little on the construction of the sentences, like when you are saying that, okay, the books I read are of my son's syllabus, like I couldn't write the exact thing that you said. You have to be a little cautious about how you're placing the word. The books are I
Yes.
read are from my son's syllabus, or
Uh,
the books that
for
I read are
most of the
included.
time, I
Yeah.
read. Yes, I read my son's syllabus books. Is that
It's always better to say books first, or most of the time I read books from my son's
books of?
syllabus.
Okay,
Books of
fine.
or books from, okay, instead of placing books at
Okay,
the end. Okay, these are the
right.
specific feedback that I had for you. Now for the vocabulary,
Okay.
I could understand that in certain places you wanted to use better words, or you were grasping
Yes.
for words maybe. So for that, what you can use, I would strongly recommend that you start reading more books as well. Try to read
Okay.
books that interest you. Whatever, you can read lifestyle books or any books that you want. Just explore genres. You can
Okay.
also like crime thrillers,
Fine.
whatever, because books will help you. If you read a book, you will never return without at least five new words that you have learned. You'll always learn at least five new words, but your job would be to write those words down in a copy or whatever, with their meanings, and practice those words every day, okay? And see how you can
Okay.
maybe explore those words in your daily vocabulary. Also, at the same time, try to watch English movies. Those are going to help
Movies.
you a lot with pronunciations, new words, how they speak. Sometimes you'll understand, okay, I'm
Yes.
using this phrase incorrectly. That phrase, I'm not
Yes.
much of curious reader. You'll hear them saying, I'm not much of a curious reader. So you'll understand, okay,
Much
so
of
the
a curious.
yeah, I was missing.
Yes.
Okay. So like this,
Okay.
like for example, if you are continuously saying boring or monotonous, you can say something like mundane instead of boring or monotonous. That's a
Right.
new word,
Right.
right?
Right.
So for
Yes.
that, you'll
Monday.
have to read more books and watch more
Yes.
uh, films if you want to. And
Films.
another
Yes.
feedback, one shortcut feedback that I can give you, there are some apps available on Play Store that
Okay.
help in building your vocabulary. You can check those out, vocabulary builder or something, any app, free
Okay.
apps,
Yes,
you can explore
definitely I
some of
will.
those. Okay, but
Okay.
the suggestion would be to maintain a vocabulary copy and not just use those apps or anything, but
Yes.
write everything down. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Done.
All right. Yeah. So those would be
Okay.
my feedback, but you're doing very, very good. Don't worry at all. Just keep on speaking, keep
Thank
on
you so
practicing,
much.
and you'll be perfect as you intend to be. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Thank you
Right. Do
so
you have
much.
any question, any suggestion, any feedback?
I hope we are not running out of time. Like,
No, 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 no. It's fine. It's fine. What I have to say is you are a really good speaker. So I want you to,
okay. Thank you.
kind of develop on that. Maybe you can also start writing sometimes, maybe.
Yes.
Write one,
Yes.
two, three lines or whatever it is, maintain a diary sometimes, whatever it
Yes.
is. Just
Right.
don't give up on this speaking ability that you have, because not a lot of people have that.
Okay.
So your job would be to improve that, polish that, and not
Yes. Yes.
just lose that in any sense. Okay.
Yes.
So that would be my feedback. If you have any
Okay.
question, it's fine. Otherwise, we can
Okay.
call it a day.
Okay. Now
Yeah.
you tell me what is your idea for happiness and like all those things that make you happy.
Okay. Wow, that's a tough question. I have to think now. I think literature, I'm not saying this because it was the topic, but literature generally makes me very, very happy. Like books in
Okay.
general, it makes me very
Mhm.
happy because I've been studying this subject, and that's why I decided to go for a PhD or further academics, because
Yes.
I understood that I can't live without literature in my life.
Okay.
I really want to
Okay.
stay in touch with books or whatever for the rest
Yes.
of my life. That is one thing, and another thing that makes me really happy is I dance. So dancing makes me very,
Okay.
very happy. So at 3 a.m. in the night, I'm just starting some music and dancing somewhere.
Wow.
Someday if
That's
I'm feeling
really
low,
nice.
yeah. So that's
Yes,
something that also
actually.
makes me happy.
Okay.
Yeah.
And one,
Yeah.
if I talk about in masters in English you have done,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
who is your favorite author or poet?
Oh, wow. That's a difficult question. Actually, I've never been able to answer that. But I think one of my really, really, really favorite authors, it's a Bengali author. I think you also know him, obviously. It's Tagore. Because
Oh,
Tagore,
who?
Yeah,
Yes,
he's not an English writer, but Tagore was one of the
yes,
writers for whom I actually began loving literature. And Tagore has written
okay,
beautiful women characters. So
yes,
the
yes,
time he was living in, the things he was writing, not many people, I'm having goosebumps right now, not many people even right
oh,
now can think about those or
yes,
write those. So he's one of my very very, very, I'm
okay,
using very a lot, he's one of my
wow.
extremely favorite writers. So
Okay,
yes,
that's really
that's the one I
nice.
like.
Yes, I completely agree with you because it's
Absolutely.
not, it's undebatable or not debatable.
Not debatable or
Yes,
non-debatable.
no, non-debatable.
Right.
Right.
You're right,
Okay,
right,
so that's
right.
very nice. And
Yes.
one more thing before we
Yeah.
have then we end the session. So
Right.
I just want to share my feelings whenever I feel
Mm-hmm.
down, or I have
Hmm.
that I have some lines I want to recite
Right.
because these are my power booster lines.
Okay.
So
Hmm.
it's from Robert Frost's poem. Woods are
Mm-hmm.
lovely, dark and deep,
Yes,
but I
right.
promises to keep and
Yes.
miles to
Must
go before
to
I
go
sleep.
before I sleep.
So
Yes.
these four lines, whenever I feel down, whenever I feel like giving up, I always
Yes.
just recite these lines and
Yes.
good to go, always good to
Yes.
go. So
Yes.
yes, being a
Yes.
literature student, because
Yes.
it is like I can connect with you, though I
Yes.
have a long gap
Absolutely.
between, but yes,
But
I
that's
really
fine. Yeah. Yeah.
yes,
Literature
but
students can always connect with each other.
yes, yes, so I can
Yes.
relate some
Yeah.
situations. And I'm really today I'm very happy actually I got
Got
a
a
chance
chance.
to speak with you.
Yes.
Yes, I got a chance to interact
Absolutely.
with you, and
Thank you.
it was
And I'm very
really
happy as well that I got to know
uh,
you, that I got to have
yes,
you in my class, and I'm ending this session with the hope that we will be
yes,
able to meet someday again.
definitely, definitely,
Yes,
right.
with another
We are going
topic.
to meet
All right?
again and we'll discuss so
Absolutely.
many things.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay,
Till
yes,
then, yeah,
okay,
take care of
yes,
yourself and your little
yes,
talent over there for speaking, and just continue doing this. Okay?
right.
Thank you
Okay,
so
thank you
much.
so
I'll
much.
see
Bye
you.
bye.
Bye.